John's actually right. This is a fun one. You can have fun with it if you want.
Right.
Was there ever a song that you really hated singing and you had to sing it and you just grew to hate it more and more every night?
Oh my gosh. Oh, how embarrassing. I don't think there was. When I did Barnum, it was very, very hard to sing the song about the museum song, it was called. And it was very, very fast. And of course, after 2 years in the run, I was getting older. So, and as everyone knows, when you get a little older, the memory isn't quite as good as it is when you're younger. So even those 2 years into the run, I began to find it very difficult to remember all these words in Barnum. And
you were hoping maybe they'd just drop it, right?
Yes, but of course they didn't. And then another one came fairly soon after that in the show where I was walking the wire and singing a song. So on the opening night, when you're actually 7 feet off the ground and your head is about 11 feet off the ground, you're walking a wire and you're singing a song at the same time. Now, I wasn't born to walk a wire that's as thick as my little finger. I just wasn't. And so every bit of my concentration was on that. And many times I would be singing as I completely ridiculous lyrics. And I did that in Phantom as well. Now you can't stop me, can you? I did it in Phantom, crawling across the floor one night, and I say, darker than you ever dreamt it, something I was singing. And I forgot the words completely because the sweat had run into my eye as I was leaning forward, and it was coming out of the makeup, the bald cap, and it was running in and stinging my eyes. And I started to sing, fum, 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 and nobody noticed. Only the leading lady, who was playing Christine, Dale Christian, was looking at me from across the other side of the stage with tears streaming down her face, laughing when I got there. So that was, unfortunately, the audience didn't hear.
Well, you jumped right to my question number 3. Did you ever drift off in the middle of a song, and where did you go, and did you land safely? Sounds like you landed safely.
Well, I landed, but they're blood-curdling experiences when you go wrong on a song, because there's no way of getting the orchestra there, and you go, I'm lost.
Hopefully the conductor
I'm
can
late.
help
I'm
you
late
out.
for a very important lyric.
Right. What are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have about Broadway and Broadway actors, or musical theater and musical theater performers?
I don't know. Maybe they think it's I don't know if they think it's quite frivolous, but it's a very, very tough and hard profession. I think you recognize other people, and it's a wonderful thing to do when you recognize when you work with someone who you know loves the theatre. And there are many people who will dabble in theatre. They'll come and dabble, and they'll do a short amount of time and go away. I love to give something to the public for a long time. It's great to be able, for a start, to be in a success that runs for more than 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And if something runs for 4 or 5 years, it's such a privilege. And for your name to be remembered and to be synonymous with that show is, what more could you ask? And people will say to me now, do you not mind being associated with Phantom? I hope I'm associated with Phantom for the rest of my life, and when I'm gone, I hope people will still say, I remember I saw Michael Crawford do Phantom of the Opera. That's how much I love the theatre.
And finally, what makes a really great audience special?
Their need. They have to want to be entertained. They have to have the child in them. We have to retain the child in us to be in our profession. We have to be childlike still. And an audience, I said in my PBS special, I said, it's like, I think I said it in that it's like entering a temple of dreams. To walk inside a theatre is to enter a temple of dreams. And you go inside and you forget what was outside and you accept and listen and enjoy and eat up everything that's being offered to you. So much work has gone into it from so many people. So many people work behind the scenes to make theatre work, to make a show work. No, there are 2 of us here. There are 12 people working to make this interview. And there'll be many more in the process of cutting me down and making my sentences much shorter before it reaches you, the paying public, so that I sound entertaining. But that is true. It's a team. And if you get the right team together, for anything, just an office, if you run an office with the right team, work is a joy. It's a joy to work.
All right. John, that should do it for you. More than enough to chew on. And you're so great. You're always great. You're wonderful.
You said that one time and you weren't so great.
No.